What's going on, family? Welcome to Movie Talk Mondays. We're here to talk about Blade today. Unfortunately, we just found out that Blade will not see the light of day in 2025. Um, I'm hurt, honestly. I feel like this is taking so long. But I'm not shocked that it's not going to see the light of day in 2025. Is because I'm pretty sure they've seen a lot of bad things with this film so far. The writers were the last script was pretty bad from what I heard. The script before that was even worse. It was this last script, they had like a 90-minute runtime on it, so we just knew that was going to be bad. There's just nothing there that's saying that this might be okay. Like, it's getting pretty bad out here. One thing that I was shocked about though is that Mahershala Ali is staying on, so we have that. They did hire a new script writer, which is he's written Logan. His name is Michael Green, and Logan is a great film. I just believe it came out at the wrong time. It doesn't get the credit it deserves. Logan was a phenomenal film. But yeah, I'm hoping that this Blade thing happens. And honestly, a lot of people are excited about Blade, and I don't think they understand why they're excited. Because Blade was not a great comic book character. Like, he fought Dracula. It wasn't nothing explosive about him at all. What we're used to seeing Blade, or the light we're used to seeing Blade in, it's all because of Wesley Snipes, and I'm gonna explain to you why. The '90s film Blade, it came out in 1998, starring Wesley Snipes. He was originally trying to bring Black Panther to life. I don't know how they stumbled upon Blade, but either way, they did it. And just the way that Wesley Snipes portrayed Blade, it made him seem cooler than he was in the comics, if that makes sense. Like, Blade wasn't this great comic book character. I mean, on the list from A to Z, he was like a C-list character. Like, he wasn't, like, if Iron Man is B-list, like, he definitely was under Iron Man as far as the character goes. But the Amazing Spider-Man cartoons actually brought Blade to light in like '97 or so, and they were in the midst of making Blade with Wesley Snipes, and that's really what brought Blade to the light, man. Like, in a 2-year span, and what Wesley did with that film is what made Blade so great. Because honestly, even if you look at the film, it's not accurate with the comic books at all. Like, it's let me explain something to you. So he's a Daywalker. The reason why he's a Daywalker is because he was bitten by Morbius, which in the film he didn't even meet Morbius at this point. In the Spider-Man cartoon series, he did. So like that's where things kind of went away with the '90s films. But again, it was good, so we didn't care about it. Just like now, I feel like Morbius would have been 10 times greater if they would have led into Blade like they should have. Again, Morbius is a Sony product. Blade is a Disney product. So, of course, they could have figured that out. I really feel like they should have figured that out because it could have been phenomenal. But instead, what we got was origin film for Morbius, and it wasn't a great origin film, and it wasn't what Morbius' actual origin was. So it was even more. I was even more pissed off because it's like you could have went with the original story. We would have been fine, and pretty much kept it going from there. But that's not what we did here, and unfortunately, we got what we got. At the end of the day, I don't feel Morbius was the worst film I've seen out of the Marvel films, but it's up there for, it's definitely up there for an award for the worst Marvel film, like, period. But that's another thing that that these guys are going to keep going through with studios owning different properties. They're going to keep running into these issues. Sony really needs to do whatever they need to do to work something out with Disney. And at this point, I feel like Disney needs Sony just as much as Sony needs Disney, because these characters that Sony is pushing, like I said, we just came from seeing Madam Web the other day, and it's just ridiculous. Like, you have to understand the power that Sony has. Like, we just played Spider-Man 2. It just came out a couple months back. You have these great storylines, and I thought that was a phenomenal storyline in Spider-Man 2. If you guys haven't played Spider-Man 2, definitely go play the game. Incredible. The storyline was phenomenal. I'm a storyline guy. I love film. So even when I play games, that's what I look for, the storyline. If it doesn't have a good storyline, I'm out of the loop. It throws me off. I'm not even going to play the game again. I'm not going to touch it. When you have a game with a good storyline and you played it through, you just want to sit there and watch those credits roll. Me, myself, I like to call everybody in the house and be like, hey, look what I just did. Just watch the credits with me. Because it's that great. It was that good. But as far as like with the storylines that Sony is, I feel like they're just throwing these movies out there just to hold the properties, because there's no way that Madam Web should have been as terrible as it was. There's no way that Morbius should have been as bad as it was. There's no way that it hasn't even come out yet, but I already can see that Craven is going to be trash. Like, there is no reason for these things to be happening, but they don't want to invest the money to give these properties their just due. And I say that because you have the rights to these characters. There's no reason for you to mess these things up. And I know you have good writers, because you have a Spider-Man 2, a game that just came out. And again, granted, games nowadays damn near cost more than films. I mean, I'm talking $250 million range. Games starting to cost a lot. And with games like Spider-Man 2, I understand, like, they have a lot of great writers in there. The animation is key. Certain movements, certain things you can do. Like, when I was growing up, we had 4 buttons on the right side, 4 buttons on the left, and that was your game. Now you have 8 buttons on your left side, another 8 on your right, 2 triggers on the bottom. The middle pad does some type of work. It's a lot. So I get it. Again, it takes more time. It takes more investing. And I feel like we need to start doing that with these films. But either way, I feel like Morbius, that they took a real big hit when they didn't work something out with Disney before to get that like Blade tie-in. That would have been incredible. Another thing about the Blade films, the reason why I don't think this is working is because we're not calling the guy that we know we need to call. Like, there's no reason why Wesley Snipes is not involved with this situation. He needs, I feel like Hollywood is trying to blackball him. They're not trying, they're doing it. But you need him more than he needs you in this moment in time. Honestly. If it's been 6 years and you guys still haven't picked up a camera yet, just think about that. That's a lot of money invested. I'm pretty sure Mahershala Ali has been getting paid this whole time just to sit there. And not to mention, you have to pay him more if we get the right writer, which we do. Let's look at the director. What is the director done? Well, you know, well, I don't want to say too much, because White Boy Rick, I feel like it was shot well, which this director shot. Yann Demange. He's French, and it says he shot White Boy Rick in 2018, and his next film is Blade. which is crazy. Is like he shot White Boy Rick. Well, the movie White Boy Rick came out in 2018, and that was when Mahershala Ali was cast. So there you go. He also shot an episode of Lovecraft Country. I don't know if it was an episode or multiple episodes. Either way. So again, he has a direction, but where was I headed with this before I went into him? This movie can be great. I think we need to go get the Wesley Snipes of the world. We need to get the greater writers to make this thing work. And I understand you're not trying to spend $200 million on a Blade film. I get it. The old Blade films were incredible for the time, and I still watch Blade, the first Blade film, till this day. And maybe if they come out with a 4K version of the second one, I'll probably watch that a little more often. It's just hard to watch it. Like I said, I have a Cinescope screen. It's just not the same. But if we want to make this a great film, I'm thinking at this point you have to put the $200 million in there, because I'm pretty sure you've already paid the directors their money. So how much have you given them, and they haven't did any work, and now you have to go back and you had to hire a new director and go through all this other craziness, and we're here again. So at the very minimum, I'm sure that in the last 6 years they wasted $30 million on pre-production, and that's before they picked up a camera. So stating that they spent $150 million on this film, another 80 for advertising, that's $280 million, guys. $200 million for the budget alone, 280 with marketing, maybe 3. The time is ticking. I mean, go pick up the guy that you need. I feel like if you go get Wesley Snipes, he's going to send you in the direction where you need to go, and you guys are going to do phenomenal things. But that's pretty much it for Blade here. Oh, the R rating thing. Again, I'm not a big, hey, this needs to be R-rated guy, because again, I haven't seen an R-rated comic book film that I was just like, you know what, that really needed to be R-rated for me to enjoy it. Even Logan with the gore. You guys know how I feel about Deadpool. I just don't think it's necessary in 2024. Like, there is not a necessity there. We have so many other ways to get a point across in film that we don't need the extra gore or the extra vulgar language for no odd reason. That's just something that we like to do to make ourselves feel grown up, I guess. But yeah, man, that's it for Blade, man. I'm really hoping that this turns out right. And Kevin Feige, I don't know what's going on. I feel like a lot of the Disney Plus stuff is affecting him, that he was in this contained world when it was just 20 some odd films. It's like 20, not even. I say when it was like 19, maybe 20 films. And then it got into the shows. And as time went on, it's too much. Like, it's hard to keep this stuff contained. So once your mind is in 10 other directions, and you can't just focus on these films, I can see why things can get out of hand. Because now we have a bunch of shows that are pretty much meaningless, like Werewolf by Night, which I thought was I thought it was a phenomenal special event, but it leads to nothing. which is not a Disney thing, which is not the way that Disney normally goes with the MCU, but I'm okay that they do that. If you want to do one-offs, cool. I'm with it. Werewolf by Night. I mean, no, we talked about Werewolf by Night. What are we talking about? Moon Knight. That's what I'm. As far as that, I just felt like that fell flat. And the problem with Moon Knight for me is, again, you have all this source material from the comic books. Why are we getting this information? Why are we not putting this on screen? We go a whole nother route, and then you make Khonshu damn near a joke. Like, there was nothing there for you. Like, it was, again, you're seeing these characters that you hear about, and they put it on screen, so you're excited. It's 2020 at that time, 2023, but it's 2024, guys. We're not, you can't get us with that anymore. He has his work cut out for him now, and honestly, I feel like at this point, hopefully, the MCU is more contained and they stop pushing stuff on Disney Plus, because it's not worth it. It's like quantity over quality, and you've seen it with these films that's been releasing in the past 3 years. It's hard to watch these films, honestly. So I hope you guys get where I'm coming from. Again, it's not a personal vendetta. I just feel like Disney Plus has screwed up a lot for us. Yeah, man, that's pretty much it, bro. I'll be here Thursday. We're going to talk about Doom Part 2. And I'm going to look into some more stuff with Disney Plus, because I'm hearing some rumors over there, and I want to talk to you guys about that next week. So I'll talk to y'all about that next week. Don't forget to tune in this Thursday for the Seez Monroe Show. I appreciate y'all as always, and I'll see you next time.